In late 2025, Endeavor Week brought together high-impact entrepreneurs, investors, and mentors from over 45 countries to New York City, with many also gathering right here at the NYSE. One of those leaders was Vargas. He is the chief executive at Brazil-based Nomad. He explains how his firm is helping break down borders across the fintech environment. You could take a listen.
The typical customer is the Brazilian upper middle class that historically has not had access to the same products and services that a private banking customer has. We do that by offering an FDIC-insured bank account here in the US, KYC compliant. Basically, we work with partners here to make it a very easy and transparent and simple solution inside the Nomad ecosystem. We offer that FDIC-insured bank account. We connect with other layers of infrastructure and products, a US-issued debit card, payments, wire, ACH, some other solutions. And we also offer an investment account. We are a broker-dealer here in the US, so we also give access to stocks, ETFs, trades, fixed income, CDs, bonds, treasury, all that in a very easy, consolidated way for a Brazilian who lives in Brazil. And for us to do that, we also have to be compliant and to have a very simple and easy way for them to be onboarded from Brazil. So we bridge that gap by connecting infrastructure and compliance layers both in Brazil and in the US. And it's a very easy and seamless solution.
Would you say you're serving underserved areas?
Well, when we came to market in 2020, there was no solution like that. An easy way for you digitally to be onboarded instantly with your domestic document, right? There was nothing like that. But just like with B2C innovations, once you find an opportunity, if it really works, you're going to be seeing other competitors. So when we came to market, it was definitely one of a kind, the solution. Over time, we're seeing more and more with technology, with some other solutions. We're seeing that offer to start to expand. But when we came to market, we were definitely the first to offer that simple digital solution for Brazilians.
And I'm sure that fact speaks to your rapid and high growth. Can you talk more about that growth?
Of course. We launched in November 20, so about 5 years ago. When we launched Nomad, it was still the middle of the pandemic. So, and especially in Brazil, things were not good. Brazilians were not allowed to travel to many countries in the world. They couldn't go to Europe. Even the US was forcing a 15-day mandatory quarantine. So when we came to market in late 20, the international traveling was not happening. The reason why I say that is because we decided to go to market focusing on that specific use case. If you travel abroad, Nomad is going to be helping you, but no one was traveling for the first 12 months. We actually kept we were confident that after travel rebounded, we would be able to have a very good product. And it happened. So in November 20, when the US lifted that 15-day quarantine, it was when we saw the validation of the product. Fast forward 5 years, today we have close to 4 million customers. We just surpassed $100 million earlier this year in run rate revenue, started generating cash. We're growing over 100% year over year. So it's been a good 5 years for us, even though at times people don't see all of those bumps along the journey. First year really hard, but since then it looks like there has been validation and support for what we've been doing.
What sacrifices have you had to make as an entrepreneur to get this, to a successful place like you have?
Well, being an entrepreneur in Brazil, there are a few market conditions that you are already exposed to from the beginning. One of them is inflation. That's something that exists when we are raised with that. So having experienced from our early days the uncertainty of the market, those challenges, those are typical from an emerging market. I think those conditions, those market conditions, they actually shape the way we think, the way we behave. And because of that, we try to frame uncertainty and risk as opportunities. So in our case, in the Nomad case, when we thought about this opportunity, what we really wanted is let's establish a bank in the US. Let's build a bank in the US. And why can't the upper middle class has access to something like that? And of course, no one was supportive of such a not conventional idea. But I think that coming from emerging markets and having been raised in such an environment is something that helps us shape the way we think, the way we build our companies, and I think it's helped us. When we look back, I think it was part of our DNA.